My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. This is the only channel dedicated to UFC fight picks and DraftKings lineups run by MMA insiders and professional fighters. Every week, I join Dan Kramer and Nick Newell, two longtime professional fighters that have fought at the highest levels on the planet, as well as Jacob Lines, a skinny kid from Indiana. So join us every single week for our full fight card breakdowns, our individual fight card breakdowns, our betting guide, and our DraftKings lineups. If you're new to Monkey Knife Fight and haven't seen these videos before, what they do is they set significant strike lines or fantasy point lines, and you pick the more or the less. And then you go ahead and triple your money. It is daily fantasy prop games. It is a ton of fun. You can literally triple your money, and it's exciting. So if you've never done it before and you want to do it, watch this video. We'll give you our picks. We'll give you our plays, but go to playmkf.com/wewantpicks and use promo code WWP. They will instantly match your deposit up to $100 with no strings attached. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk through the feature fight, the co-main event, the main event, and then give you one fight each that we really enjoy. So let's go ahead and start with the featured fight of the evening. We have Cutelaba versus Dustin Jacoby. And if you haven't seen this before, what we're looking at here is the significant strike line. So this is saying that Cutelaba will throw 31.5 significant strikes in the entire fight.
Land
in the entire fight. If you think he will land more than 31.5 significant strikes, you play the more. If you think less, then play the less. Same exact logic with Dustin Jacoby. And if you hit both, you triple your money. So guys, what are your thoughts here? Dan, I'll let you go first. Do you think Cutelaba lands more or less than 31.5 significant strikes?
Dan, I'll let you go first.
Thank you, Jacob. I appreciate that. So in this one, this is a tricky one, right? Because Cutelaba could put him away early with his power. But I'm banking on Jacoby being good enough of a kickboxer to evade those big power shots early, surviving. And I think if Cutelaba goes for a takedown, he could land some ground and pound. So anyways, I'm planning on this going over on both, more on both. So I went more on this one. Just banking on it not being a kind of early first round stoppage. So I think that's worth 3-1 on your money. So that's what I got, more and more here.
Yeah, I completely agree. So these lines are sort of assuming there's a stoppage, and they're very well may be. I mean, these two are animals. If you watch the weigh-ins, they're going to go at it. But I think even if they go at it, they will just be gunslinging going at it with every single strike being thrown being a significant strike. So I'm also going to play more and more. Jacob, what's your play here?
Yeah, so we need to talk about how these do move. And Tuesday, you can get paid out 2.5 times. If you wait till Friday, you can get paid out 3 times. On Tuesday, I took this. There was Cutelaba at 34.5 and Jacoby at 32.5, and I took the less. Then Friday came out with these, and I like that the numbers came down a little bit, and I like Jacoby's toughness. And even though I think that is a stoppage, then on Friday I took the more. So I don't think that's what you want to do when you're doing this stuff. But the numbers came out Friday, and I like them a little bit more than they were on Tuesday. So I actually agree with you guys now that if you're playing this for the first time and you're seeing these numbers, I would take the more on this as well.
So I'm going to do this.
If you land right in the middle.
If it lands between, if Jan gets like 32, 33, and Jacoby gets in between 28 and 32, woo, we're feeling good, baby.
What is great about this, though, is because you triple your money, if you do 3 plays total, you only need to hit 1 and you break even. 2, you double your money. 3, you obviously triple your money. So it is it's pretty fun and very easy. So let's walk through the next fight. We have the co-main event. We have Chikadze versus Swanson. This is a much higher significant strike line. So if you're new to significant strikes and what those kind of look like, this is a good amount of significant strikes in a 3-round fight. This is saying this will be a pretty active fight. Both of these guys are going to throw. Both of them are going to land. And what's interesting here is Giga's the pretty big favorite, but Cub has the higher significant strike line. And obviously, as Jacob mentioned, these lines move as people come in and play against them. So Jacob, I'll let you go first on this one. You're a big Cub guy. What's your play here?
Yeah, this one's tough. This one is very, very tough. I actually stayed away from this one because I think these numbers are right there, right where they should be, man. So I stayed away from this with my money, but if I were to play it, I think I'm going more on this. I just like Cubs toughness, and 56.5 sounds like a lot. That's, just less than 19 around, and 19 around when you think about Cub doesn't seem like a ton. And Giga, I think, can match his volume if he needs to. So I would think I would go more on this.
I like the math you did there, breaking it down by round. I personally am going to go less on Cub, more on Giga, because I think Cub, his only path to victory, not his only, but his path to victory is to sort of close the distance, take him down. I don't think he's going to outstrike Giga. And then Giga striking, he keeps people at bay, and Cub's the shorter person with the lesser reach. I just don't think Cub's going to throw more than this or land more than this. So I'm going to go less Cub, more Giga.
I agree that his best path to victory. But have you ever seen Cub just come across and shoot takedowns? No, he's strike. I mean, the guy just throws crazy.
I get it, but 56 is a lot. 56 is a lot. And Giga's fight style is he keeps people away. You didn't play this one. So what are you arguing with me for? Dan, if you're finished yelling at your children, why don't you go ahead and make your pick?
Saw that, huh? I think she's still right outside my door. I also went with less, more. I got a line earlier in the week where Swanson was 62.5. So I went less on that. And Chikadze, I went more. I think I would probably still do the same thing here. I could see maybe more in a 3-round slugfest, but I think Chikadze is going to outpoint Swanson, and Swanson's going to be aggressive enough to where they both throw up some decent volume. I just don't know if Chikadze will be as hittable as past opponents Swanson's had. So I'm going to go with less for Swanson, and Chikadze more.
Yeah, that's my play as well. So if you're watching this and you want to make this play, you literally select which one you want. I'm going less Cub, more Giga. The amount of money you want to play, let's say $20. 20 wins me 60. So I'll go ahead and submit that.
Oh my God. And there goes that $20.
I'll submit it again. And now in 10 hours, I'll have $60.
It's going just like that. That's how quick it happens, guys.
Yes. So let's break down our main event. We have Dominic Reyes versus Jiri Prochazka. And this is an incredibly low significant strike line for a main event. With that, a 5-round main event. And with that being said, that's because there will be a stoppage here, potentially a death. These guys are going to throw heavy. Somebody's getting stopped. The line is very tricky. I have to imagine it's more and more, though, because this is not a lot of strikes, but I don't even know. I don't know what I'm going to do here. Dan, what are you doing here? This is so tricky.
Dan, who do you think dies in this?
Yeah. Very tasteful, Angelo. I'm going to go more just on, again, 3-1 for them to not have a stoppage in the first round, basically, right? Like, because there's going to be volume. It's just a matter of whether someone's going to go down. And I don't know. I think I think Reyes is prepared. As he can be. He knows what's coming at least, right? So he's going to try to deal with that. And I think there's going to be a ton of volume one way or the other. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was an early stoppage, but for 3-1 odds, I'll bet that it's going to be more and more. And this goes on a little bit longer than people think. Maybe we see the 3rd round. I don't know. But I would go more, especially with those low numbers, because the volume will be there. It'll just be a question of whether both guys can survive to hit those numbers.
So you're going to play more. I agree with that. And I actually really like the way you phrased that. You basically said to play more means you're playing or you're it's going to get out of the first round. 3-1 odds, you get out of the first round because they could throw this in the first, 1.5 rounds or something like that. So obviously an early stoppage, it'll be less. If they survive to round 2, then we'll be over this number. I like that logic. Jacob, what are your thoughts here? Are you also going to play more?
Yeah, I'm looking at my sheet here, and something is not adding up because I have my numbers different than yours, but mine is also a triple up. So I don't know if the numbers changed today. I have Reyes
the lines.
Yeah, I have Reyes at 39.5 and Jiri at 45.5.
Yeah, they change. They move as people come in, as they play these lines. These lines move.
Do they move throughout the day?
I'm
looking at it right now, and I just pulled it up prior to this, and
that's something that, I mean, we should leave this in because I didn't know that. I thought once they were set, I thought they were set on a Tuesday. I thought they were set.
Oh, no. They move every day. I don't know if they move multiple times a day, but they move every day.
Then that makes
I'm
that makes
sure when the money
sense.
comes in, it moves the.
It makes a lot more sense. I thought like on Friday they're set and that's what they're at. So
no. So you mentioned it earlier. If you play these lines on Tuesday when they come out, they're in what they call protected mode. So you 2.5 times your money. But once that levels off, which is by Friday, then you triple your money. So the lines level off, but they still move. It's just not, if it opened here and then it plummeted because everybody hammered them. So they sort of weather that initial hammer the line storm, and then it levels off. You triple your money, but it still does move. So what's your play here? You think you're going to go more is what you said?
No, so I took it less when Reyes was 39.5 and Jiri was 45.5. And I still think I'm pretty comfortable with these numbers and taking less because I think it's going to be an early stoppage. And if you think it's going to be an early stoppage, then, you got to play the less line. So I took less. So it looks like Angelo wants to lose another $20.
I'm going more. I'm going more and more. I walked through it. So you're going less, which is not crazy. You're saying there's going to be a stoppage and it will be quick.
And it seems like more people are on my side too, because the line moved even today
Correct.
I think I was from, So
no, you're 100% correct.
It's not, you're not wrong, Jacob.
Yeah.
I just look at it as like, all right, 3-1 on basically a first round stoppage, or 3-1 on it surviving past a round and a half. I know this fight, there very easily could be a first round stoppage, but I'd say in almost any fight other than Francis Ngannou, I'll take 3-1 on guys surviving.
Yeah, you guys are much more protected than me for sure.
So those are the 3 big fights on the card: the feature fight, the co-main, the main. Now each of us are going to pick one fight that we like the lines on and that we're going to play. So Jacob, why don't you go ahead first? What's the fight that you're going to play? What line did you like?
Yeah, give me KB and Michaelitis. So we talked about
mine.
the Tuesday. What's that?
I like that one too. That was mine, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so we talked about the Tuesday to Friday. I took this on Tuesday, less. It was Michaelitis at 42.5, KB at 21.5. Then it moved to, as you see here, 37.5, 18.5. And I was it triple down, quadruple down, whatever it is. I took the less again. So I had the Tuesday, I had the Friday, I had the less. I think this gets finished early, and I like Michaelitis in this fight. So I took the less both times. So I got big money. I got my mortgage right on this. So
I completely agree with the pick. If you watch our betting breakdown video, I went heavy on Michaelitis. He's in my lineup. 18.5 is the only thing that worries me. That's very low. 18.5 is a very low number. I imagine he gets stopped and he gets stopped early. I'm not touching this because that is such a low number, but less is a solid play or less more. But 18.5 is not a lot of punches. So let's go back. Daniel, what is the fight?
You want me to break down that one, or are we just skipping over that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, you
don't worry. It's all right. You don't need my input.
Go ahead.
Jacob, you got it covered, Angelo.
Yes.
No, I similar to
Angelo.
Jacob.
So I did have it covered. Okay.
No, I was actually going to say similar to Jacob, not Angelo. Angelo's scared of this one. I took it earlier in the week where I got a line of 42.5 on Michaelitis and 22 on Bilar. So slightly more out of Bilar. So I went less. I think Michaelitis is going to get a stoppage early. But as much as I don't want to acknowledge Angelo right here, it's not that many strikes for Bilar to land and survive if he does for a round. So, but I still feel pretty good about less, especially with the number I got earlier in the week. So I think that's probably the best play.
Yeah, it is.
Millar's just so hittable early on, it looks like.
It is tricky, honestly, because you triple your money, you could play it twice and still make money, right? You can play less more, play less. You'll lose one of them, you'll hit one of them, which means your net is doubling your money. So there's not a bad, any of those super close lines, it's not a bad approach there. So I am going to play a star shootout on the main card. What star shootout does is it takes different fighters from different fights and it matches their lines. So earlier, just now, we did KB Bilar versus Andreas Michailidis. They're fighting each other. You pick them more or less. Here, we have completely different fighters that are in different fights, and we play the lines. So I have to pick who I think will throw more strikes or land more strikes, Sean Strickland or Merab Dvalishvili. And Merab gets 7.5 significant strikes. So all I have to do is pick who's going to land more between these two. This is very tricky. I am going to go with Sean Strickland because that is his fight style. That's all he's going to do. Where Merab is going to wrestle, he'll land a lot of strikes on the ground, hammer fists and things like that, but time will be used up wrestling as well, where Sean Strickland is not going to be using up time wrestling. Then I have to pick who is going to land more significant strikes between Cub Swanson and Giga. This one is very tricky. Giga gets 7.5 strikes. I actually think he is already going to throw more. They give him 7.5. All I have to do is say who's going to land more between the two of them.
I'd put 250 on that.
No, I am going to throw.
I like that a lot. I would put 250 on that.
I have to make another deposit, which I'm not going to do on
get
camera.
Get out the debit card.
I am going to play this one. I like this quite a bit. So I'll throw. Yeah, I'll do that off camera because I got to make a deposit here. But this is how I'm going to play this one. If you want to play, I would say take the full $100 free that Monkey Knife Fight is giving you and play it here. So go to playmkf.com/wewantpicks. Use promo code WWP on your first deposit. If you deposit $100 or any amount under that, they will instantly match it. And you can play that money immediately. So if you deposit $100, you will have $200 5 seconds later to play with. Take that free $100 that they give you and play this right here. The more I'm looking at this, Jacob, the more I'm liking this. So I'm going to make another deposit.
I have one question for both of you guys. Are you guys down with WWP?
Okay.
Yeah, you know me.
Let us know your plays and picks below. And if you have any questions about Monkey Knife Fight, comment down below, hit them up as well. And we look forward to watching the fights tonight with you.
Dude, are you out of your mind, Angelo?
Oh my God.
Dude, you know what? I'm going to take a week off, all right? You got this. Seems like you got this covered.
Unreal.
And why don't you go ahead? Why don't you go? I just get so excited. Dan, why don't you go ahead and break this one down?
What a self-centered.
I'm very full of myself.
Mr. Moderator over here.
I got very excited for this line.
No, you got excited. You heard you down with WWP. You started thinking
that's actually what threw me off. But go ahead.
Jacob started complimenting your pick, and you're like, go to the subscribe, click and subscribe.
He had to run and
you
get his
go
debit
ahead,
card.
Daniel,
He's like, I got to deposit more money.
I can't wait for you to say you agree with
Lord.
me. So just go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just going to go right into my pick, but I personally wouldn't touch this one. The only reason being is that I think the Strickland fight may not be as much of a slugfest as people think. I think Jotko does a very good job of maintaining distance and could make it, I wouldn't say Strickland's the most aggressive guy who comes forward. So if they're not engaging and they're maintaining the distance, there may not be a ton of strikes. Jotko also could wrestle, could throw out a surprise game plan and try to take him down. So that would be the only thing that has me hesitant there. And then the Chikadze over Swanson, yeah, I think that's a great one. I think he's going to land more, and you're getting 7.5. So I like the second half of it. The first half, not terrible, but I'm just not sold on it completely. So I probably wouldn't touch that one. But yeah, if I had to, I guess I would probably do the same.
Wow, great insight there. I'm so glad we circled back. So
no, I was actually talking about my pick, Angelo, you self-centered balloon.
So anyway, my bad, man. I legit got excited. Jacob started talking about singing half songs and stuff.
You
It was
know,
ridiculous.
WWP.
But seriously, though, come in here, hit up the URL. It's in the graphic. Hit up the URL, hit up the promo code. They will.
He's still not getting it, Jacob.
Still doesn't even
he
realize
still
what's going
doesn't
on.
get it.
He still doesn't get it.
What is the format of this show, Angelo, of this video?
And don't edit this out.
Oh,
What
no.
is the
Leave
problem?
it
We're making
all
our
in there.
picks. You made your pick. What is the
He
problem?
hasn't made his pick yet.
We do the first
Oh,
few, and then we
my
each
God.
give the one that we like, right?
Oh my
Okay.
goodness!
Angelo's
wow.
not down with WWE.
You know what,
updates.
guys? I won't edit this out.
When he's
I
done with this
normally-
show, he goes to his mirror and just stands there for like an hour, just reciting lines and like hyping himself up.
Guys,
You're the
it's
number one
been
moderator.
it's been a long day already. So Daniel, I would love if you told us which line that you like and which fight you're going to play.
All right, so let's check out the Sanders Colares line. I got this earlier in the week. Well, let's see what it is right now. Oh, look at that. My action moved the line, but I still think it could be pretty good. So I got Sanders and Colares. Sanders with 41.5, Colares with 19.5. And I went more. I think Colares doesn't get put away easily. He will be shooting a ton of takedowns. If he doesn't get them, he's going to be forced to strike. So he's going to probably land 19.5, or well, now 24.5 strikes throughout the fight. And I think Sanders, if he gets his way and makes a striking match, is definitely going to land a ton of shots. So I went more earlier in the week. I think I still would probably do the same. The only X factor here is if Colares does get the takedowns he wants, that could definitely reduce Sanders' significant strikes. So I think the plays here are either more or less more. I think you can't go wrong with either one of those.
Yeah, less is it is.
It depends how you think the fight's going to go down,
Yeah.
right? Like if you think Colares is going to get the takedowns, less more is probably the way to go. I don't think he is, at least as much as he needs to win the fight. I think Sanders will keep it on the feet as much as possible and land a bunch of strikes.
It is tricky. I guess more if you're with your logic that Felipe's so tough he's not going to be put away, then you got to go more because Sanders is just going to beat on him. So significant strike after significant strike, and Felipe will have 15 minutes to throw something up. 24 is not a lot, so that's plenty of time to get stuff out there.
Yeah,
I got it at 19. I was like, he's going to get 19.
I don't hate the less more on this. I don't hate the less more.
Yeah, it's higher now. That it was 41 earlier in the week, so more just felt like an easy one. So,
well, it's all a ton of fun. I'm going to close this out for the third time. If you want to play these games and you want the opportunity to triple your money, check out the link in the graphic. It is playmkf.com/wewantpicks and use the promo code WWP. They will instantly match your deposit up to $100 with no strings attached. So go in, deposit money, play with the free money, hit some of these lines, let us know your picks, let us know your plays, and then come back on Sunday morning and let us know how you tripled your money. We look forward to watching the fights with you. Jacob is live streaming tonight, so check it out. Hit up the chat. I'll be in there. Dan will be in there, and we'll chat with you. We'll watch the fights. We will see you tonight. We just want to give a giant thank you to all of our members and to everybody who donated this week, specifically Jesse Correa, Dunchichi, Chris Jory, David Raymond, Chris Toronto, Ansi Music, and Jill Gretka. Thank you all very, very much. If anybody is interested in becoming a member, there is a join button down below. You'll get a fancy little crown in the comment section. If you're interested in sharing the wealth from all of our fantastic picks, there's a donation link in the description below. Thank you all very, very much for the support. It is much appreciated, and everything goes right back in this channel to give you the best possible production and best picks on the planet.
Definitely appreciate all you guys watching. Love interacting with you guys in the comments. So keep writing comments. We'll keep going back and forth. Jacob and I will keep arguing, or Jacob and Angelo will keep arguing. But really appreciate you guys tuning in and watching.
Get your crowns.
Before you go, check out the description below. In there, we have links to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and more importantly, to our DraftKings League. Check out the league, join the league, participate in the contests, and as we get going and as you start winning, we're going to start handing out gift cards and participating and doing things like that. So check those out. Every week, there are drops on every fight card. So make sure you check out this channel and our social media on Saturday before the fights start so that you have our most updated lineups and picks.